This is your Barbados Today morning news update for Thursday, August 15th, 2019. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carol Williams. The High Court has rejected a request from a former public servant to reverse government's debt restructuring program. In his judgment yesterday, Justice Cecil McCarthy ruled that the matter brought by retired school teacher Alvin Foster was not a proper case for judicial review. Emmanuel Joseph has the details.
The judge also removed all 4 respondents who were sued by Foster from being linked to the legal action and awarded costs to them to be assessed if not agreed. Foster has sued the Minister of Finance, by Minister Mia Motley, and the government, claiming they unilaterally and unlawfully changed the terms of his $250,000 Treasury note investment contract to his detriment to give effect to the Debt Holder Approval of Debt Restructuring Act 2018. He had also included in the suit for judicial review the Accountant General Dane Coppin as the first respondent, the Central Bank of Barbados as the second, and the Attorney General Dale Marshall the fourth. Evidently, yesterday's ruling was a victory for the Motley administration as it implements a variety of measures to restore growth and economic stability to the country. Attorney for the Central Bank Elson Gaskin and Queen's Counsel for the Minister of Finance, the Accountant General and the Attorney General Roger Ford both got their wishes for the court to remove their clients as parties to the legal action. However, attorney for the retired school teacher Gyson Mears had been insisting that there were sufficient grounds on which to hear the case. The judge disagreed. Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today.
An outspoken trade unionist has raked some senior public servants over the coals for their treatment of those in junior positions. Opposition Senator Caswell Franklin yesterday accused them of terrorizing their juniors and having a slave driver mentality. And he says the problem exists throughout the public service.
These people who like to terrorize the civil service, who like to terrorize officers, want to have control where you can tell people, look, we're going to send you back somewhere. If a public officer commits an offense, discipline them. But don't keep them temporary and threatened. A young lady came to my office crying yesterday because she's been temporary for 13 years. And the deputy PS on Monday telling her, but you know you're still temporary. He's been in the service for 47 years and have done nothing but warm chairs for 47 years and threaten people.
Senator Franklin was debating the Public Service Miscellaneous Provisions Bill. He also accused unnamed senior public servants of deceiving the Prime Minister by placing workers in temporary positions when they could have been made permanent.
These people who continue to deceive the Prime Minister and underperform, but underperform is just higher standard, who continue to deceive the Prime Minister. I don't know if everyone's going to get rid of them, you know, because there's a clause. There's a provision in the Code of Conduct and Ethics, paragraph 5C, which makes it an offense that you can be dismissed from the public service for misleading the minister, Prime Minister, Cabinet, or whoever. It's a clause. Use it! Because these people mean this country no good. All they're interested is in themselves and their careers.
In yet another blow to its operations, Ozone Wireless has been blocked from using Digicel's signal stations. This follows similar actions by Flow over Ozone's multi-million-dollar debt. For more on that story, we go to Barbados Today's Colville Muncie.
It hasn't been an easy ride for Ozone Wireless since it entered the telecommunications market 2 years ago. The company has racked up an $8 million debt to 52 different creditors, with the majority owed to Flow and Digicel. Ozone's customer service points have been closed as the company was forced to reduce staff. This latest action by Digicel is further bad news for the company. Ozone was reportedly using Digicel's station to provide service to its customers, while at the same time installing its own equipment to boost the signal in some areas. Both Flow and Digicel are the sole owners of the signal stations currently operational in Barbados. Additionally, investor Dr. Nicholas Kelly is no longer CEO of Ozone. He tells Barbados Today that all interests were turned over to St. Lucia-based company Color Hub about 9 months ago. Dr. Kelly apologized to customers for the lack of information on what has been transpiring, saying he's deeply sorry to those who feel they have been treated badly. At the same time, he expressed confidence that the company could still be a major player on the local mobile market. This is Colville Munzi reporting for Barbados Today.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
In the Bahamas, several Ministry of Education employees have been taken into custody for questioning in relation to an Auditor's General report submitted earlier this year. The report uncovered collusion among employees to defraud the government of nearly $450,000 by manipulating the system for stipends and honoraria. More from Eyewitness News.
Now, according to that Auditor General's report dated September 12, 2018, since staff were able to perpetrate a fraud to the tune of almost $500,000, it would be unreasonable to ascertain that other unethical uses of other codes could have been used. In one instance, according to the report, an assistant accountant received 43 payments of more than $125,000 in 44 months, another accountant $61,000 in 32 installments in 20 months, and while those in lesser jobs, including general service workers, received 9 payments of $12,000 in 17 months. Now, the auditors further noted that a finance officer was reportedly signing on behalf of the head of department and advised 10 payments from the salary block, totaling more than $2 million for the 2016-2017 fiscal year. Now, since the release of that report, Taylor said that there's been a shakeup in the department and persons also transferred out.
And finally, China has condemned violent clashes in the Hong Kong protests as behavior that is close to terrorism. It came as most street clashes followed ugly scenes the previous day when protesters set upon men they suspected of being government sympathizers. 10 weeks of increasingly violent confrontation between police and protesters have plunged Hong Kong into its worst crisis since it reverted from British to Chinese rule in 1997. We get the details from Reuters TV.
Even as Hong Kong's international airport returned to normal Wednesday with flights resuming, new clashes broke out in the streets between pro-democracy protesters and riot police using tear gas as China toughens its stand on the 10-week-old demonstrations. The U.S. on Wednesday reacting with deep concern to the military buildup in Hong Kong's neighboring city of Shenzhen. Satellite images released Wednesday appear to show troop carriers in the city's stadium. Speaking to Reuters, a State Department spokeswoman says the U.S. is urging the Hong Kong government to respect freedoms of speech and peaceful assembly. And Washington is also pushing Beijing to adhere to its long-standing commitment to allow Hong Kong a high degree of autonomy. Citing U.S. intelligence, President Trump on Tuesday first tweeted about the Chinese troops at the border, but played down the protests as an internal matter for Beijing to deal with.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. And sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Carol Williams. Have a good day.